Listen. You smell something?
Skunk Works. A group with a high degree of autonomy and unhampered by bureaucracy. This is Skunk Works.
You can watch the Skunk Works Show live right now at skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Welcome to the Skunk Works Show. I'm your host today, Ryan. You're listening to the Skunk Works Show. Sitting in with us today is Uncle Skunky and Alicia. You can watch the Skunk Works Show every weekend, 4 to 5 p.m. at skunkworkshow.com. That's right, you can watch us at theskunkworkshow.com. We have a full tray for you today. Here's Alicia with the rundown.
Hi, I'm Alicia. On today's show, we have the news, a new 420 song of the week, Man on the Street. Our guest of the week is Scott Webster, who is a cannabis caregiver. We'll be talking with Luna Kush, a lovely 420 nurse, and we have Uncle Skunky with the medical bud report.
All right, so we once again have a full tray this week. Actually, Uncle Skunky's sitting in with us for the whole show today. He's
hello everybody.
Filling in for Chelsea, who is up north. She is at the Michigan Medical Marijuana Conference in Traverse City at the Grand Traverse City Resort with some 420 nurses. I think Brianna, Katie, the two ladies that were here last week, Danielle and Karina. Yeah, Karina. They're all up at Traverse City, so I'm sure they're having a good time. What do you got going on this weekend? It's a big weekend, you know. You got
it's Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, it's Labor Day.
I just found out it was Labor Day yesterday.
Oh my
so
God!
I have no plans except this radio show. This is my big adventure for the weekend. Is to be here with you.
Well, there's some cool things in Michigan, all over Michigan. Like I just said, you had the Michigan Medical Marijuana Conference going on at the Grand Traverse City Resort. There's also a big party at Archie's, which is just a little northeast of Grand Traverse Resort. There's going to be 7 bands. Michigan Normal will be there supporting that party, getting prepared for the Mackinac Bridge Walk, which happens Monday morning at 7 a.m. So if you have any plans of hitting the Bridge Walk, that is a great event. Don't miss it. If you've never done it, take the time to check it out because you'll go back again and again. It's just that good.
And that's 5 miles, right, that bridge?
Yeah, yes. Easy answer, yes. Technical answer is that it's shy a little bit, like 250 yards from being a complete 5 miles. The only way that I know that is, about 10 years ago, the Discovery Channel had a special about bridges and the longest bridge, and they were talking about the Fukushima Bridge in Japan being the longest suspension bridge in the world and all these different bridges, and the Mackinac never came up, and I'm like, hey, man, I called the Discovery Channel. And they said, please quit calling us after I called numerous times. And they're like, we just run programming. We're not, we don't run anything else. We're just pushing buttons over here. But after doing some research, the Mackinac Bridge is shy 5 miles by just, a little bit. The one in Tokyo is now the largest one, but we are the largest in the North American continent. So, whatever. Yes, it's 5 miles.
Wow, that was a long answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I should have just left it at yes. Arts Beats and Eats in Royal Oak is this weekend. That's a great event. If you're not traveling up north, hit the Arts Beats and Eats. And something for my cannabis friends, my old school jazz friends. The Jazz Fest is in Detroit. Hit the Jazz Fest. It's a great time, and you will be very happy and mellow. We'll be right back in 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Watch the Skunk Works Show live on skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Road Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dord Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The first Bibles, maps, charts, Betsy Ross's flag, the first drafts of the Declaration of Independence, and the Constitution were made from hemp.
Amen! 2 Steps Higher, your old school head shop, has your full selection of smoking needs. Water pipes, hand pipes, concentrate accessories, vaporizers, rolling papers, detox products, women's clothing, t-shirts, disc golf, skateboards, and hookahs, bitch! Check us out online at 2stepshigher.com or give us a call, 655-0032.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
Yeah.
All right, that was a quick break. It was long for me because I wanted to talk some more. So, you know.
You do talk a lot, Ryan. No
I
wonder
know.
why you have a radio show.
I'm telling you, the bridge thing, I could have went on and on about that. Let's see here. I believe it's time for the news. So now here's Uncle Skunky with the news brought to you by the Michigan Medical Marijuana Report.
DEA allows University of Mississippi to grow way more weed next year. Established in 1910, the University of Mississippi boasts an enrollment of well over 16,000 students, and the Rebels of Old Mississippi have not yet thought about the national championship since their football team did it back in 1962. But what the campus is more famous for is their culture circles anyways, is the fact that the government has been growing weed there for research purposes for decades. And I don't know if you know, but that's where the concentrate, Ryan, they have a patent there, the University of Mississippi. They did it in 1999. Yeah, some of the professors there.
So I can't make oil legally? It's because they patented it?
They patented it in 1999, yes.
Jeez.
Yes, but with
everything I do is illegal.
I know. But with more and more private and foreign labs returning to study after the study outlining the vast medical benefits to the cannabis plant, the feds are actually looking to crank up their own production in hopes of giving their own researchers a chance of relevant in the discussion of cannabis use.
Wow. Wow. All right.
It's making a movement,
yeah.
So I could
talk this whole segment out again, but nope. Next.
No, okay. Is Don't Be a Lab Rat anti-pot campaign discriminating? In the state of Colorado, a new campaign aimed at the dissuading teens from smoking pot. The new media effort, backed by the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, includes an oversized rat cage intended to be displayed in public places to see. Like 10 foot tall, like a
Right.
big dog cage.
It looks like a parrot. Like if you go to the zoo and they have the bird sanctuary, that's a big cage like
You
that.
put a polar bear in the size of
There
that
you go.
cage. Now, however, the city of Boulder and Boulder Valley schools have rejected the displays and said that Cheers One cannabis industry representative, who calls the cages racist and discriminatory, thinks Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper should apologize for the campaign.
I'm a fan of John. You know why?
Why?
John signed their recreational marijuana bills, so anybody that's willing to put his name on something like that can't be all bad.
No, but he should still apologize. We all make mistakes.
Yeah, sure. I apologize for everything I do every 5 or 6 minutes.
Would you apologize for wanting to put teenagers in a rat cage?
No, I don't like kids.
Oh, so you would then?
Yes, no,
Okay.
I'm not a fan. I have 2 of them, but I'm not a big fan of them.
And now here's another good one for the medical industry. THC may help prevent the growth of Alzheimer's disease.
So I'm gonna not get it. I use a lot of THC.
Yeah. Well, you know what's good about the people with Alzheimer's is that, they get frustrated, they get all worked up, and when they smoke the medicine or however they intake the medicine, it calms them down, keeps them cool and collective, and you don't have the problems.
There you go.
But the new study shows that the low doses of THC can help reduce and even prohibit the growth of amyloid beta compounds in the brain, which one of the key compounds to memory loss in Alzheimer patients. So the study could represent a major breakthrough in the treatment of the disease, a horrible condition affecting more than 5 million people that robs them of their memories along their ability to care for themselves. So Alzheimer's disease affects the brain through the buildup of plaques through the amino acids known as the amyloid betas. Pot, it seems, can help, medical pot, it seems, can help that buildup.
Wow, excellent.
Stop that buildup, yes.
We're learning more and more. This is like the new frontier. We thought it was space, but it seems to be cannabis. We learn something new weekly about this plant and what the abilities of this plant are. So,
And for you football fans, we got some little news, a little medical marijuana, little football stuff. Yes. The majority of NFL players polled say weed no worse than alcohol. It all started in President Obama interview in January in the New Yorker magazine, where he had stated that he smoked pot as a kid, and it was a bad habit and a vice, and that he actually got it out of his life, but he doesn't think it is more dangerous than alcohol. So since that interview, the ESPN sent a reporter.
he had what his gang was called, all his buddies that smoked pot.
Oh, what was it? Something Hawaiian name,
the
I feel.
Choom gang or the Choom gang.
And was it a Hawaiian origin of the word or something?
Yeah, I think so. But there was like 6 or 7 of his boys, and they were the Choom gang, and they went around and hung out, and they smoked weed. It was like sweet. So yeah, of course we know that it's not harmful.
So since that interview, the ESPN sent a reporter into the NFL locker rooms across the league asking 100 professional players whether or not they agree with President Obama's comments. The players' replies are not surprising, but unfortunately, neither of the NFL's rejection will blow it off. So of the 100 players that anonymously polled, 82 of them elected to weigh it on the president's take on the weed. So one of those 82 that were willing to answer, 75% of them said that they agree that marijuana is no more dangerous than alcohol.
You know what they said off the record, don't you? I just burnt one with my man last week. That's what they said. That's what they said. It said, yeah. But that's off the record. Don't quote me on that one.
So I'm Uncle Skunky. That is the news brought to you by the Michigan Medical Marijuana Report.
Excellent. Very good. Very good. I don't think we've told anybody this. People might know if they follow us on Facebook, but you know, and I know, and now Kevin knows, we're going to Seattle next week.
Yes, baby. I just got my ticket yesterday.
We're going next week. So if you're listening to this show, I want you to realize that you want to go to the website next week, skunkworkshow.com, because we're going to be live in Seattle at the High Times U.S. Cannabis Cup. And it's going to be a little different than the one that was here. We had the Michigan Medical Cup. This is an open recreational cup. It's going to be a much bigger, more active scene than what we had in Michigan.
And you want to know why? West Coast, baby.
West Coast. And they have a different rule there. It's recreational in that state. So There's no, you have a card, you don't have a card, you can go here, you can't go there. Everybody can go everywhere. And we're going to be giving out dabs at our booth. And so if you're listening to us and you want to watch what's happening next week, you're going to see the wildest Skunk Works show we've put on to date. So I'm excited.
We'll get somebody to maybe do the dab stand. Remember?
There you go.
A keg stand, we still got to do
stand.
it.
You're right. Well, we have Luna Kush coming up here towards the end of the show. She is a 420 nurse in the Seattle area. And she's going to be our port in contact, and she's going to take good care of us. And she's been working on helping generate energy for our booth and teaming up with some partnerships out there. I believe we have iBaked Radio that's going to hang out with us. We have the Wax Gang, I believe, going to be hanging out with us. So
I have to ask you something, because, I'm just new with the show and the 420 nurses. So they're kind of a regional in other states that are medical?
Yeah, well, I believe their roots are actually out of California. Now, don't quote me, because we'll find out from Luna
We'll just
later.
say West Coast.
But they came out of the West Coast, and, they're building their group. They're one of the fastest growing women's organizations in the country. And most of them are pretty damn hot. They're good-looking ladies.
Uncle Skunky agrees.
But, what I like is they're not a bunch of just dingbat idiots. I mean, they have an agenda to move this marijuana initiatives forward. They put a beautiful face on something that has been looked at as, subculture. They're bringing it to the open, to the forefront, to everyday life. So, I applaud their efforts because they really are helping. So we support them. They're working with us, and we'll talk about that a little bit more later. But the biggest thing is we're going to Seattle. The only disappointment is our board op, Kevin, and won't be there this time. And we really like Kevin. Kevin does a great job for us, and we're going to miss him next week.
I'll text him before and after the show just to make him feel like he's at home.
There you go. All right, it's 420 time, so here's your 420 song.
You gonna wear that?
You gonna drink that?
Is that as good as you want it to sing?
That's about as good as I can sing it.
I gotta toss it on the grill.
I don't like that possum. It's a little too greasy. Somebody give me a drink. What are you gonna do for
Hey, while you're up.
all right, man. I'll see you down the way. Jay, by way of Detroit.
Submit your request for a 420 Song of the Week at skunkworkshow.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Dort Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dort Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
Did you know that hemp is a sister plant to marijuana, but it won't get you high?
What the man? 2 Steps Higher, your old school head shop, has your full selection of smoking needs. Water pipes, hand pipes, concentrate accessories, vaporizers, rolling papers, detox products, women's clothing, t-shirts, disc golf, skateboards, and hookahs, bitch. Check us out online at twostepshigher.com or give us a call, 655-0032.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
All right, so that was the 420 song of the week. If you know last week's 420 song, give us a call. It's 810-743-TALK. And if you don't, get ready for next week, and you could win a vape pen from OG Smokes. Right now, we're coming into the man on the street. We were in Windsor, Ontario, asking the local. Some words just can't be said. We were asking locals in Windsor what they thought about the marijuana laws in the United States and how they thought it might affect them in Canada and what their laws in Canada are. So take a listen. We'll be back in a second.
We do a radio show in Flint called the Skunk Works Show.
Skunk Work?
Skunk Works Show.
Skunk. Animal.
That's right.
Got
Absolutely.
We're on the streets of Windsor. It's a beautiful summer day, and I'm standing with...
Yelena Kalmanak.
Where are you from?
I'm from Windsor, Ontario.
How long have you lived here?
My whole life.
Nice. We love Canada. We're from the States. We come here a lot. The reason we're here today is in the States, marijuana is a very big issue recently. 2 states have legalized marijuana for people 21 and over. It looks like 5 more states are going to go that way this November. Do you think that's going to affect people in Canada in any way?
The effect I would see on it happening in Canada would be that a lot more people would be prone to us changing our laws as well. That's what I would see happening. There would be a lot more, possibly, I don't want to say riots, but I think a lot more kids, adults would be inclined to legalize marijuana here as well. And I think that would cause a couple of problems for the government, obviously, a very big change here in Canada. So, I mean, especially with us living in Windsor, we're very close to the States. We're very affected by Detroit, especially. So anything that happens there happens here.
Now, as you know, Michigan passed a medical marijuana law in 2008. They started issuing cards in 2009. Have you seen or know anybody that might be bringing cannabis back and forth across the border without giving us any names?
I personally have not seen anybody, but I mean, you obviously hear about it happening. You do know it happens, and there's nothing you can really do about it, right? You know it happens, so.
Well, my next question would be, do you have a medical marijuana law in Ontario? And if so, do you know anything about it?
I believe we do. I believe there is. You can have medical marijuana here in Canada, and I believe there is a grow up, or they want to open up a grow up here in Windsor. I know that that's coming up pretty soon. So, pretty sure.
Would it surprise you if I told you that you know as much as most of the local police officers do about your medical marijuana program? Let me say, you're right. There is a program. The second part of that is I've talked to numerous officers. None of them are sergeants. They're just standard officers. They really don't know what the rules are here either. So you know as much as your local law enforcement. We're headed to BC in 3 weeks.
Okay, wow.
I hear that the culture with cannabis there is much different. Do you know anything about BC?
I've never been there personally. I would love to go there. As for marijuana, I would have no idea as to what happens in British Columbia. I've never visited.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
One, go.
This is Ryan with the Skunk Works radio show. We're still in downtown Windsor. It's a beautiful summer day, and I'm standing with
Paul Laponce.
Where are you from, Paul?
Windsor, Ontario.
I'm over here today talking to people about marijuana. In the United States, we have 2 states that have passed recreational marijuana, 22 other states that have medical marijuana. Do you see this having an effect on Canadians in any way, shape, or form?
Oh, yeah, I think it's long overdue. It should come. I believe there should be 2 schools of thought on this, though. As far as the medical marijuana that helps kids and people that have diseases, great idea. But they should also legalize marijuana to take it away from the criminals and have the government sell it for tax purposes. I mean, they give us booze, they tax that, so what's the difference? We're basically right back to prohibition.
The big push in the States does look like we are going to legalize. I'll be honest with you, my thought process always was that Canada would make that move first. However, it seems like the states and the people there are taking the initiative to do that. If we pass it, do you think you'll follow soon?
Oh, I'm sure it'll come soon, yeah, for sure.
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, thank you.
This is Ryan reporting for the Skunk Works show, and I'm standing with
Carl Lovett.
How you doing, Carl? We're here today talking about the cannabis industry and what it means to people in Canada. What's your opinion on medical marijuana or recreational marijuana in Canada?
Oh, I've never done it myself. I tried once, didn't work with me, so I said never again. But I know I've had relatives, a brother-in-law who passed away from cancer. He used it medically. I know. I think it's a lot safer than cigarettes. If you regulate it, excuse me, you'll know what's in it. As to you buy it on the street, laced with rat poison and everything else. So I don't know, legalize it, govern it, and then you know what you're getting. It's just to me, it's a safer way to go than smoking a cigarette.
Absolutely. You see in the United States that they have 2 states now that allow recreation. 5 more states in November are going to vote for recreation. It looks like in the states that they're probably going to go legal within 5 to 10 years. Do you think Canada will follow that lead?
Depending on the government that's in power at the time. If you get Justin Trudeau in there, I can see it happening within the next couple of 3 years. So, let them do what they have to do with it. I'm not for or against. But those who want it or need it medically or just recreational, let them do what they want.
Thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
Thanks, Carl.
This is Skunk Works.
Legalize it and be done with it.
Everybody needs to be cautious of these people that are going to be high and delirious.
All right. That was a man on the street from Windsor, which was quite interesting. I was just telling the guys sitting around here when we were listening to that I was in Windsor multiple times this summer, but we were down there for the Freedom Festival where Detroit launches the fireworks, and we were talking to officers on the street and asking them questions about the marijuana laws there, and most of the officers said, we really don't know what the laws are. And I found that to be quite funny that you're policing a community and you don't even know what the rules were. So interesting. We love Windsor. The people over there were really cool to us, and it's something that I think we're fortunate here in Michigan to have that ability to go back and forth. But, that's that. Coming up right now, I've got Scott with me. Scott's a cannabis caregiver. We met, almost a month ago, and I was talking to him about, how he was related to cannabis and what he was doing. So, Scott, if you want to tell the people a little bit, what's your interest in the cannabis industry? What do you do?
Well, my interest is more in the medical aspects. I concentrate and focus on high CBD strains.
Nice. So you're a true caregiver. I mean, everybody's a caregiver, but the high CBD strains, so people know, the THC content is very, very low. It's not about getting a buzz. It's about pain relief, correct?
That's right.
And how did you come across getting strains like that? Is it difficult to find high CBD? Is it something that took a long time? How does that work?
Well, I started about 3 years ago, and the very first plant that I ever grew that I had tested, I actually tested about 4.5% CBD and only about 2% THC. And I was, when I learned that, I was quite disappointed because I'd put a lot of work into that plant, and I'm like, well, this isn't exactly what I expected. And then I had it tested, and then I had somebody point out to me that how significant that number was here in Michigan. And when I had the test results, they told me I was the second highest in the state.
Wow.
So from that point on, I'm like, okay, well, nobody else is doing this. This is clearly a focus that I want to be. This is the focus that I want to take.
Nice.
And so I started collecting about 3 years ago.
Nice. So high CBD, once again, is for pain relief, but it has other, it's more than just pain. You've brought a nice young lady with you. Her name is Katie. What else does CBD do? Why is Katie here with us today? Because we had a conversation about it, but our listeners don't know why she's here. So what else will high CBD strains do for people more than just give pain relief?
Well, CBDs are also a neuroprotectant. So those people that have autoimmune diseases, such as MS or fibromyalgia, it's good for post-traumatic stress disorder. That was one of the recent from the when they do the reviews.
Right.
That was one of the conditions that they added.
Nice.
It's good for pain relief, but it will not get you quote unquote high.
Right.
So those people that need pain relief but still need to function throughout the day, this is perfect for them.
Nice.
And I met Katie. She had posted a wanted ad on Craigslist, and she's a caregiver, and she was looking for a specific strain called Cannatonic number 4, which is known to have a high CBD to THC ratio. And I had recently had mine tested at over 7% CBD and less than 0.5% THC.
So that's virtually, non-existent. So people know, I just want to let them know, there's two main factors in a cannabis plant. One is THC and one is CBD. The interesting
There's
thing...
CBD1 and CBD2.
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely. And these two different chemicals kind of battle each other. They don't necessarily work in concert. They almost counteract each other's effect.
They orchestrate each other. You kind of do need a little bit of both.
So by having the high CBD and the low THC, you're getting, once again, the real properties of a medicine, because that low percentage of THC is almost nil or wiped out by the high CBD side. So I just wanted the people listening, so hopefully we clarified the difference a little more. So Katie came to you or was searching out somebody that could help her find a high CBD strain. And Katie, my question to you is, for what reason? Why were you looking for high CBD?
I'd kind of come to the end of the road. My daughter has a severe form of epilepsy. She's been on multiple medications that can affect her liver. One of the future treatments was possibly cutting her brain in half. So I started to look outside of the box on how I could help my daughter. She has 50 to 100 seizures per day. So I started investigating the high C4 CBD plants, and they have neuroprotectant. They help with inflammation, which a lot of people with epilepsy have inflammation of the brain. So she started about 2 months ago, and since then I would say her seizures have reduced about 40 to 50%, and we're at 0.8 milligrams per pound of body weight, and we definitely have room to move up, but I'm wanting to take it slow because we're keeping track of her blood levels.
Right.
With her liver and everything. So.
And you want her to build a tolerance as well.
Yeah,
So,
make
always
sure
start
she's
low.
not getting too sleepy or anything. But before, she couldn't jump on the trampoline without going into a seizure. And now she's jumping on the trampoline and
That's
starting
great.
to be able to swim and do things that she wants to do again with a little bit better seizure control. And I'm hoping for even better seizure control as we move up on the milligrams.
As a parent, I'm sure, having a surgeon or a medical professional say, I think the only thing we could do is do a surgery. And, what was the final straw? What really led you to start searching out alternative forms of treatment?
Watching her get progressively worse, and she started having long-term seizures that are lasting 15 minutes to a half hour, and those are called status episodes, which if she were to have in the middle of the night, she might not be awake in the morning when I walk into her bedroom. So those things really, that in conjunction with kind of running out of options, we've tried diet therapy. She has a vagus nerve stimulator, but before some of the medications now, when we're at the end of the line, can possibly cause blindness, liver failure. So I just wanted to find another approach.
The treatment's worse or as bad as the condition almost.
Absolutely.
How long of a process has it taken you to find somebody like Scott that was willing to step up and help you?
She was diagnosed with epilepsy at 1.5 years. She's 14 now.
We're headed into break. We're going to catch back up with you, so I'm going to, hopefully you can keep that thought. We'll catch this up and go in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Did you know quality paints and varnishes were made from hemp seed oil until 1937?
How to tell if your girlfriend's a psycho.
I drink paint every day.
2 Steps Higher, your old school head shop, has your full selection of smoking needs. Water pipes, hand pipes, concentrate accessories, vaporizers, rolling papers, detox products, women's clothing, t-shirts, disc golf, skateboards, and hookahs, bitch! Check us out online at 2stepshigher.com or give us a call, 655-0032.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Dordt Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dordt Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. Attention all units, this is Sergeant Stadenko. We are changing from a Code 3 direct pursuit to a Code 347. Completely lost due to incompetence.
All right, we're back. We have to pay bills, so sometimes we interrupt our conversation. But the question to Katie was, how long was the process to search out and find somebody, in this case Scott, that was willing to step up and help you and have what you needed? I mean, did you find that to be a long, drawn-out process?
It was surprisingly difficult. I thought that getting her card would be easy, which was difficult, and then finding a high CBD strain in the dispensaries was difficult. And then I was sold a high CBD strain in a dispensary, turned it into oil myself, had it tested, and it came back completely different from what I was sold. So then I searched out maybe I should grow my own and searched out somebody that was going to truly take it seriously, because this is a child that we're dealing with. So that's when I had put it out, the wanted ad, wanted high CB strain clone. And that's when Scott contacted me and said he makes oils, showed me his test, and has been very good about it.
Nice. You know, I have to say, you know, in my mind and for me, I give Scott a lot of respect. When I first talked to him, I could just tell that he was serious about what he does. He's serious about being a caregiver, and it just struck me as somebody that I wanted to have contact with. And you know, he's a good guy, and he's stepping up to help somebody, and we respect that. You know, so I appreciate you, Scott. I thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
I would like to let people that are listening to the show that are in a situation where they do need high CBD strains, you can find Scott at the Genesee County Compassion Club regularly. So if you are in need of somebody that can really help you with that high CBD strain, this is the guy. He's dedicated to the craft, and we're fortunate that he was able to come in today and share his story with us. And we will have him back. We're going to have him back in about 3-4 weeks and just kind of get everything covered that we weren't able to get into today. So, Scott, I thank you very much for coming. Katie came from Milan, Michigan. I absolutely thank you for coming. This is how we teach the people around us that maybe don't believe in what we're doing, that we're doing this for a good cause. Children are important. Who wants to have their child go into surgery when there might be another avenue that, could be maybe safer and less harmful? So I just, once again, want to say thank you to both of you for coming out, and I do respect and appreciate all the time that it took to show up today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Right now, we are going to move on to a little bit of a lighter scene. We have Miss Luna Kush. Luna, how's it going?
Hi, Ryan. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good. I've got Uncle Skunky on my right. I've got our guests, Scott and Katie, are still with us. So you got a whole full studio, and we've got you on the line. I told everybody we're coming to see Seattle next week. Are you ready for us?
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we are super excited here.
We're excited, too. I'm actually starting to get a little edgy about it. I
yes,
shipped out
and
the
it's
equipment.
my first time to the West Coast ever, and I'm just so excited. I can't even sleep at night. I'm so excited.
See, this kid's ready for Christmas already. So, so you're ready for us. I told everybody that we're going to be hanging out with iBaked Radio, the 420 nurses.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of us are coming together for the first time. There's going to be, I believe there's 3 chapter leaders, actually.
Wow. Nice. Wow, there's a lot of power.
I'm super excited. It's going to be one heck of a giggle fest,
There you go. A power giggle fest, because all of the chapter leaders are going to be there. What is it? What should people expect? What do you see being, some of the highlights that people, obviously the Cannabis Cup is a highlight, but if I'm coming into Seattle and I'm coming in a day or two early, what should I go see? What should I check out? What's something that I don't want to miss?
Oh, you know what I'm going to say, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. The Space Needle is definitely the highlight here in Seattle.
All right.
We are so proud of our Space Needle. You need to eat up there, too. The food is amazing.
What if you're on a budget?
If you're on a budget, then listen, there is a lot of places around the outskirts. I would say go around Green Lake. There's some amazing coffee shops. There's eateries. Smaller businesses have amazing food. Everybody here in the Northwest appreciates cannabis.
Nice.
So, the foodies around here, they're blogging about that stuff all the time.
Excellent. Do you have a favorite? Is there a local favorite spot that,
Yeah, actually, I do. There's a little place that they do the pho. They're called Tic Tac Pho, and they're in Shoreline. And they are someplace that we go every week.
Nice.
They have the most amazing food. It's made right there, and it's fresh, and it's really inexpensive.
So now when you get off the phone, you can cruise down there and say, hey, I just plugged you on the radio. I want a free dinner or a free lunch, as it may be.
Yeah, they're pretty good to us anyways, because when you go there a lot, especially when you're stoners, we go there and we'll buy a lot of food.
Right on. There you go. It's like, we just got 3 pounds of food, man. What's the discounted rate on that? So, Excellent. I was looking at the weather, and it looks like it's going to be fairly warm. What should we, are we wearing shorts and T-shirts, pants and T-shirts? What do you think we should be wearing when we come out?
Well, if you're going to hang outside, as we do in the Northwest, we're always wearing like our Birkenstocks and our socks, But I think we're going to be doing the Canna Cup inside, so you might want to dress for both occasions.
All right.
All righty, thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. What is it? Today's Saturday, so we go on the air. You're going to be with us. We go on air at 1 o'clock local time next week. After we're off air, is it true? Is iBake going to broadcast at the booth, or are they just going to be there?
Yeah, I just found out this morning they are for certain. They just got their media passes, and I believe even Little Treat from Colorado, Denver, the Mile High chapter is coming too.
Sweet.
What is iBake, if you don't mind me asking?
All right, you have to educate Skunky here. He asked what iBake was.
Oh, iBake family. Well, they started off very small, a little bit back, and they started their own, like you gentlemen have a radio show. They're also, I believe, a cannabis membership club there in Denver. And they do pretty much activism, and they help people, and they do pretty much what we all do.
Nice.
Okay, good.
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm a Facebook junkie. I'm on there, every night from like 10:30 till I'm done. And, I saw some different posts and people, ragging on some of the nurses and saying, what do you guys really do for the movement? And it's like, we all help in our way. I'm not out marching on the street at all the rallies, but I come and do this show, and this is how I help. And, you help by putting a beautiful face on the cannabis industry, and, we all help the way we can. I don't think it's in our interest ever to call any one person or one group out because the way they help might not be what we think is right. We all do what we can. My guest today,
it's a family, right?
Do what they can, I mean, Scott's a real, true caregiver growing high CBD. That's how he helps the movement. So, I never want to call out anybody and say, oh, you're just a pretty face. What does that mean? Yeah. It means a lot. Because I like looking at pretty faces.
Well, some of us ladies, we're not all looking to be pretty faces. Either on my business card, it doesn't say model, it says promoter. I believe that in the 420 Nurses Organization, we are women who are beautiful from the inside out.
Right on.
I mean, that's what's most important.
There you go. Absolutely. Okay. Man, I had a question and it just flew out my head. It was in there and I wanted to ask it. I thought it was a good one, but apparently my lips and my brain are not working together today. Skunk, you got something you want to ask? Skunky's never been out to the West Coast, so he's real excited. I'm sure he's got something he wants to know.
Oh, you'll love it. You'll love it.
There's going to be basically a dab booth?
Yeah, we got somebody doing dabs.
Do we got Cannabis Cup, baby? I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of. I'm excited. I've never been to Cannabis Cup. This will be my first time.
Oh.
What I'm interested is like all the vendors that are with the high-tech equipment and the new stuff that has been designed and engineered in the industry. That's what I look forward to. Like seeing, like we went to the Flint Cannabis Cup here. There's this little RTD2 that was connected to oil rig, and then it was electronically dabbed, and you can press the buttons and it would make the RTD2 noises. That's the stuff that I look forward to.
What's the copyright infringement when you're using R2D2? Oh my God! Not for us, for whoever designed that. There was another booth which comes out of Colorado, Vader Extracts, which I was thinking, George Lucas has a heck of a lawsuit.
But remember, Disney owns them now.
Oh, well, there you go. Hey, you don't want to be on Mickey Mouse's bad side. He'll come and club you with a big chunk of cheese, man. So we got to be careful there. Do we have somebody that's willing to hang out and give out dabs at our booth?
Well, all of us nurses are. I'm not sure as far as who's coming to hand out dabs, but we're still working on that one, guys.
Luna,
We've got a couple more days. If you hear of anybody, please let them know that.
And Luna, would you want to be the first one to maybe do a dab stand where we put you upside down and then you...
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Why are you encouraging this behavior? You were supposed to say no. Oh,
it's the Seattle Cannabis Cup, baby. We got to get wild.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, let's do it, guys.
Don't get too wild. Remember, you're supposed to go to BC with me on Monday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, see, she already forgot. She's going to be dab stand out. That's it. I'm on my own again. I know. People do me that way all the time.
We'll make sure we do it Saturday, not Sunday.
There you go.
This way she can have time to recover.
All right, Miss Luna Kush, I appreciate your time. We will see you next Saturday, live and in person.
Guys.
Go ahead. I'm going to give you a second to shout out to anybody that you want to say hi to, love, hate, whatever. Go ahead. Take it away.
I definitely want to start by saying shout out to the Michigan chapter leader Brianna. Her grandfather did have a stroke last night, so I wanted to send out a prayer from all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope she is doing well. I did see that on Facebook, and I hope everything goes well for both of them.
Yeah, otherwise, you guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
Folks, here's some food for thought. Every year, over 400,000 people die of illness related to tobacco use. Over 80,000 die from alcohol use. Over 30,000 die from reactions related to prescription medication. And more than 7,000 people die from the use of anti-inflammatory drugs such as aspirin. Aspirin. Do you know how many die from the use of marijuana? 0. No deaths can be directly linked to the use of cannabis. That makes it one of the safest substances available for medical use. Michigan Organic Solutions, Flint's premier medical marijuana consultants, is now offering compassionate doctor referrals. Get licensed for only $99. You only pay if you qualify. No medical records are required. Located at 3549 South Dort Highway, Suite 117, just across from the Dort Mall. Call 810-820-8953 or go online to make your appointment at www.miorganicsolutions.com. Consultations are free and your privacy is guaranteed. Log on now to www.miorganicsolutions.com.
The real estate market is moving full speed ahead, so don't be left behind. Remember Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Nowak with Century 21 Town and Country, and I'm here to help you whether you're buying your first home or thinking of selling and moving on up. Let me guide you in the right direction. Call me at 248-835-2992. Again, it's 248-835-2992, and my focus will be on your needs. Remember Kim.
At Iron Laboratories, our mission is to apply the highest scientific standards to the testing of medical marijuana and derivative cannabis-based products. Iron Laboratories achieves this through the strict application of and adherence to methodologies that have been developed in research, regulatory, and academic settings. Consumer safety directs everything we do at Iron Laboratories. Our role as providers of product information to patients, caregivers, and producers is critical. The purity of the medicines that you put in your body is critically important, and we value the trust you put in us to evaluate and accurately report on these products. In addition, Iron Laboratories will continue to contribute to the industry knowledge base, setting benchmarks and establishing norms to create safer cannabis products. Give us a call at 248-313-9000 or visit our website at ironlaboratories.com. Again, that's 248-313-9000, ironlaboratories.com.
The Skunk Works Show, powered by Iron Laboratories.
All right, you sat in with the Skunk Works Show, show number 14. Thank you very much. I hope we gave you all something to think about today. This has been a Nowak Media production. Uncle Skunky, take it away.
Yes, I just want to apologize, everybody. We didn't get the Bud Report this week, but don't you worry. I will tell you all about everything next week at the Seattle Cannabis Cup. I want to give a shout out to the great staff at A Detroit Alternative in Detroit. Thank you, everybody. This is Uncle Skunky signing off.